Hi everybody, I'm Tom.
And I'm Mom.
And today on Tom and Mom Play, we're playing
Marvel United.
Yep, it is a fun family weight cooperative board game. We're set up a little bit differently here, just as a heads up. But yeah, we're going to be playing Marvel heroes, trying to take out our bad guy. Today, our bad guy is going to be Magneto. So we are using the X-Men expansion. And yeah, our board is set up a little bit different. You normally put this in a big circle with that villain dashboard in the middle. For camera and us, it's a little bit easier to do it this way. But no, we're going to go, this asteroid M is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is adjacent to 1 for the sake of that. So it's a little bit wonky that way, just as a setup heads up. But to kind of get into the how to play, it's pretty straightforward. Our setup, we have 6 random locations. We picked our villain at random, and today we have Magneto. Magneto has his own deck of terrible things he does, as well as 6 threat cards, 1 to each of the city. He also had a special setup rule, which is replace our save citizens or rescue citizens card with this Use Cerebro card. We'll get into why that's important here in a second. Both Mom and myself, we have a deck of 10 cards. Today I'm playing Ant-Man.
And I'm playing Captain America.
Yep, and they don't come painted. I painted these myself with these over here. I've got a lot more to paint because we picked up one of the Kickstarter boxes a while back from our friendly local game shop. Captain ended up a little wonky, but still turned out. I loved how my Ant-Man turned out, but that's just me tooting my own horn. And here we'll show you Magneto a little bit too, because he turned out pretty nice. And Magneto's setup, we pick a random location for him to start. We start opposite of him, so that's why we're down here at Central Park. He's up at Muir Island. And how the game's gonna work is first Magneto's gonna go, and we're gonna turn over one of these cards, and I'll reshuffle it here in a second, and we follow what it says. So Magneto's gonna go 2 spaces clockwise. So he's gonna go 3, he'll go 4 to 5 here. Then if there was a BAM effect, we read his BAM on his card as well as the BAM on any of his threat cards. We follow what those say to do. And then if there was a target, this one has spawn 2 thugs, 1 to each adjacent, not where he's at. And then even his special text, Magneto's helmet, until the next villain turn, cancel all special effects on hero cards, and Magneto and henchmen ignore the first damage each turn. Each hero turn. So that would actually be a really rough one for us to start with. But then after that, it's our turn to play. And our goal is to knock out Magneto. But we can't hit him until we do 2 of 3 things. We need to defeat 9 thugs, clear 4 threats, or use Cerebro 3 times. Normally it's save civilians, but in this one, a little bit different. To do that, we'll have our hand of cards, and this works as our health pool. So we'll be adding these to what's called the storyline. So that card that we showed you would go here first, and then either myself or Mom, depending on who goes first, will play a card. And it'll have either special text or symbols. If it has special text, just read it, do what it says. But the symbols down below come in 4 varieties. Realistically 3. There is movement, a green arrow. Use that to move clockwise, anti-clockwise, so we can go from here to Asteroid M or here to Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. Simple, straightforward. Deal 1 damage with the big punchy fist. That is how we can defeat these thugs on the locations. We take them, we put them up to the defeat thugs. Very straightforward. Or we can hit one of the henchmen, and he's got 4 henchmen with him: Scarlet Witch, Blob, Mastermind, and Quicksilver. Or after we've completed 2 of those 3 missions, we can start hitting Magneto. And for him to get knocked out, we have to hit him for 5 damage. So each of these fists gives us 1 damage each. So for the next symbol, we've got the star. That is our heroic action or rescue a civilian. This one, we don't necessarily want to rescue civilians because there is a villainous plot in this one that if at any moment there are no civilians on the board, we lose immediately. I think he's trying to turn everyone into henchmen mutants is, I think, the slight storyline here. Kind of make it up as you go a little bit. But yeah, that villainous plot, if there's no more civilians. So normally, one of the cards is rescue civilians. This time, it changes into something else. But the star, you can normally rescue civilian or take a heroic action, which is placing a star on one of these threat cards. It would be these two. These we have to just beat with punches. Once this has 4, the threat goes away. And we'll open up a ability to whatever we're at. So once we defeat them, that goes away. There'll be an ability that can happen at the end of the turn. Or we can use Cerebro. We need to spend a heroic action, the star, and a movement at the same time, one of each, to use Cerebro. We do that 3 times. That is one of our 3 targets cleared. We need to clear 4 threats or 9 thugs. Once one of those 3 things happens, the villain normally goes every 3 cards. So I go, mom goes, I go, villain goes. Then mom goes, I go, mom go. That's a really weird way to say it. Mom go, I go, mom go. Magneto goes, but after we clear one of those for the first time, it'll go, I go, mom goes, Magneto goes. I go, mom goes, Magneto. It's not between every 3 cards anymore. But then after the second one, we can hit Magneto, so it's going to get harder, but we have to do it. So that's what we're trying to do, but the cool thing is, so going back to my turn here, so I've got the 2 symbols. Oh, the last symbol that we have, and I'll see if I can borrow one of these, is our little wild symbol here. If that appears on a card, you can do any of the actions that I've already gone over. And you can collect those tokens from various card abilities and effects. You can spend them as you would be using this as normal. But then it will go mom's turn, and this is where the storyline part matters. So I'm just using your card here for an example, because she'll get her movement and her deal 1 damage, as well as the card previous. So she'll get what I put down to the storyline of the star and the fist. So she'll have 2 fists, a move, and a heroic. But if there is a card prior that has text on it, she's not going to get the text. She's only going to get the symbols. But if her card has text, she gets to use that ability. So Ant-Man's only using the text from his own, Captain America using the text from his own as well. We'll go back and forth until we either run out of cards to play or we defeat Magneto or the villainous plot happens. Now, what happens if we take damage? So we start the game with 3 health. Our health is determined, go ahead and shuffle that. Our health is determined by cards. So we start with 3 cards in hand. At the start of our turn, we draw a card. If we take a damage, we need to discard 1 card, goes to the bottom of our deck, and then we only have a 2-card hand. And then if we take more damage, we then will have a 1-card hand. If we ever run out of cards, we're KO'd. We'll then have to do the villain's BAM ability. We deal with that. Then on our next turn, we stand back up, draw 4 cards at that point. So it's a little bit rough in that regard, and we only have decks of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 12, Mom's got 12, I do believe. So it's tough. You only have 12 actions to get everything that you need to done, but the gameplay is quick because of it, which is pretty nice. So yeah, we win if we remove all the health tokens from the villain. We have to complete 2 missions first. We lose if their villainous plot happens. Villain must play a card, but the master plan deck is empty, or one of us starts with no cards at all. That is how we lose. Rest of it we'll kind of do as it pops up. Let me get our example out of the way, even though, or we could just run with it. That's because we had this shuffled before too. I'm just gonna run with it. Why not? So go ahead, draw 1, 2, 3. I've got my 3. Do you want to go first or second?
Second. 3.
Gotcha, because I don't have a great hand, just as a heads up. But Magneto will go first. He's going to go ahead and move 1, 2 spaces. Magneto's helmet, until the next villain turn, special effects on cards won't happen. So that's that text box I was talking about. And the first time he or the henchman would take damage, he ignores it. The last part of his villain turn is he's going to add thugs to the adjacent spaces. Now, one other thing to talk about is overflow. Overflow would be if a citizen or a thug would need to come out. Oh, and actually, I think we already have an overflow to open the game. Because yeah, at the start of each villain turn, we would have to add he has a special rule of at the start of each villain turn, add a civilian to the location opposite of Magneto, which is where we're at. He moves 2 and this overflows. Yeah, this got a little rough. Yeah, it's how it is sometimes. Maybe we should shuffle and put it back and take a mulligan, but I think we can run with it and be somewhat okay. It's early. And we can show you what the overflow does right away. Because if one or more citizens or thug tokens cannot be added to a location, and this changes per villain, we turn all the civilians into thugs here and to each adjacent location. Now keep in mind that Mirror Island isn't technically adjacent if we were playing the big circle. This goes, and this goes. So we're already in trouble.
We started out with a bang.
We started out terrible.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I don't have great cards to open.
I don't either.
I shouldn't have looked at your hand, but 2, that text box isn't going to happen while this card is the current villain card.
Right.
Okay, it goes to us. I'll go first. First thing I do is draw a card. And I'm going to play to the timeline here, the storyline, 1 punch. That is my turn. I'll defeat a thug using the punch. It is Mom's turn. So, draw a card.
Draw a card here.
So remember that text box isn't going to do you any favors.
Any good whatsoever. Play that one.
Okay, so you've got a movement, a punch, and you get my punch from before. So you can punch 2 and move 1. And fair warning, this location here, heroes using movement to leave this location, as long as Blob is there, has to spend 2 movement to get out of there.
Oh, I need to go somewhere though.
Yeah, and we need to clear thugs galore.
Yeah.
We got a lot to do.
Got a lot to do, but
so you've got you got 2 punch and a move, and remember you can move to Asteroid M because it would be the next in line in the circle, or you can move to Xavier's Institute for Higher Learning.
I'm gonna go up there.
Okay, you're gonna go up here.
Yep.
And you're gonna do both punches here.
Yep.
Or you could do 2 punches here, but only 1 would come off. Probably take the thugs out.
Take the thugs out.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. In our test game, we got overran real quick. And so far, this game isn't going much better. All right, so end of your turn, my turn. I'll go ahead and draw a card. I wish I could use that card right now, but I can't. So I'm going to do kind of what you just did, but I'm going to play this wild. I'll get your symbols before. A move, a punch, and a wild. I'm going to punch, move, punch. And now, because we have played 3, it is Magneto's turn. Okay, he will move 2 spaces. Oh, and before he does, a new civilian comes out. The opposite location, up to Avengers Mansion. He'll then go 1, 2 up to here. And organic iron manipulation. Give each hero 1 crisis token. All right, there. These little tokens here, they don't normally have an effect unless a villain says something. Then each hero takes a number of damage equal to their crisis tokens. So we both take 1 damage. So you take 1 card and put it to the bottom of your deck. Yeah, we're off to a great start. And then he will spawn a thug. And then for the initial seeding of the thugs and civilians, there's kind of these little outlines of civilians and thugs. Once after setup, the symbols don't matter anymore, so I can put this thug on top of that civilian just fine. And just when the game started, it was a civilian and a thug. And the locations were placed, we just grabbed them at random. So the good news is we can now hit him. Well, we can now hit the henchman at no penalty, which is great. So the next, so you're up. Draw your card.
Alrighty.
And then go ahead and play.
You play this one.
Okay,
here.
so you've got 2 wilds. Those are your symbols.
Yeah.
Quicksilver's not a bad one to hit because when he plays a BAM card, deal 1 damage to the hero with the most cards in hand.
Okay, why don't we do that?
So you've hit him once. He 4 health, 4 health, 4 health. The blob has 5, but granted you're stuck. You have 1 action remaining. It is your choice.
Why don't we take out a thug?
And a thug? Okay.
Yes, please.
So 3 more thugs, and that first one is finished, and then he goes every 2, so we have to be cautious about that.
Cautious about that one.
Good turn, though.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go next. Draw a card. I don't really want to use that now, but okay. I'm going to play my Grow. So this has a special text that I get to use. I get to move, then punch, punch, punch against a single target. I'm going to stay where I'm at and not take the movement and go 1, 2, 3 against the blob here. And now I've got movement and a punch left. So I'm just going to hit blob 1 more. I like it. He is almost out. Okay, you. Oh, and I'll put my deck there with my crisis tokens there, so it's on camera a little bit more. You're up. Yep, draw first. Perfect.
That's not going to do me any good.
It actually could, because you can hit Quicksilver. So right now you're getting a movement from me.
Okay, so I will play this one.
Okay, and then your leadership on that is give a wild token to another hero.
Yep.
So that actually it does help me out. And then you could punch Quicksilver.
I will do that.
Unless you want to move and hit Mastermind, or if you want to move back to Central Park and hit one of those thugs.
I'll hit Quicksilver.
Okay, you're gonna hit Quicksilver for 1.
Yeah.
Okay. That is your turn. We've now played 3. So Magneto's turn. He does not move. organic iron manipulation happens. Give each hero... Oh, and sorry, before... him putting the civilian out is one thing I always forget. Give each hero 1 crisis token. And now we take damage equal to that. We are both going to be knocked out. So, both of your cards are going to go to the underbelly here. We now deal with his BAM effects. Add 1 thug. Deal 1 damage to each hero and Magneto's location. Each hero in this and adjacent must discard 1 action token if they have any. So the good news is that happens like so. Could be worse. At the start of my turn here, the last thing of his card is another thug. Comes out. That place got real busy real quick. But when I come back, I stand up and draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully I can... This would have been great a while ago. So I'm gonna play, right. So I'm gonna play Ant-Man Shrink. His therapist. Wow, I thought it was funnier. Thank you for the pity laugh. So my shrink means I cannot take damage until the beginning of my next turn. That would have been great a while ago. But this'll be helpful. So I've got a punch, a movement, and a wild. I'm going to go ahead and use the punch to take out the blob. So that is 1 threat of 4 done. I have I've got 2 wilds left, and if I'm smart, and so now if at the end of my turn, if I stayed here, I can draw until I have 3 cards in hand. It's not a great. It'll be my turn before that happens. Okay, I'm gonna go here and punch a thug for my wild, and I will spend my wild token because I don't want to be here when a BAM happens. Because Scarlet Witch, the BAM here is each hero in this location takes a random card from their hand and it is removed from the game.
Wow.
So it shortens our turn. That is everything on my turn. Mom stands back up. Cap is up on his feet. You draw 4 cards.
Let me play this one.
Okay, so it's going to come down here. You've got 2 punches. You could finish Quicksilver.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm up there.
So then now we don't have to worry about damage off of BAMs, which is great. We're halfway done on this. The other thing is, if you stay at this location, you may deal 1 damage to a henchman or a thug in any location. Which is actually pretty nice. So, you've used 2 punches, you have a wild remaining.
So I could take so I can use that wild anywhere?
So your wild becomes a move, deal 1 damage, or the heroic action, which right now, heroic action does you nothing here. So realistically, you have movement or defeat a thug. We got to be careful on the thugs because of
that.
Yep. Because once we do either the defeat the thugs or clear the threats, he goes after every 2 of our cards. And if you're wondering how we get these cards back, we don't. Once they're out, they're out. There's some cards that let you manipulate it. But it's just the storyline happening. Like, Magneto's moving and doing this. Ant-Man comes in, punches. Captain America moves and punches, but with the help of Ant-Man. But Ant-Man comes back and does whatever he wants to.
Yep.
Have I stalled for you long enough yet?
Yeah, I'm going to move over here.
Okay. Keep in mind, if you stay and take out a thug, at the end of your turn, you can deal damage to him or him. Or him or her.
Okay. I will stay and take out a thug.
Okay. Because it doesn't push this over yet. And then if you hit one of the henchmen, if you go Scarlet Witch, I might have a shot of defeating her.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
But I need to draw well for it. So
Good
it
luck.
goes. Thank you. So it goes to my turn, and I did draw well for it.
Good.
Because I got my big specialty. So out of 3 of my 4 cards, or out of 3 of my 4 actions, I'm going to spend a punch. I'm going to turn this into a punch to take out Scarlet Witch. Don't mind if I do. So we're almost ready to hit him, which is wonderful. This one has, you may rescue a civilian from this location at the end of turn, which for us isn't actually that bad. It's actually kind of nice. God, my shrink was actually kind of wasted because Magneto didn't go first. Oh, I should have thought about that. Oh well.
It's done.
Yeah, mistakes happen. I have one move. I have one play left. I kind of want to defeat the thug, because if we defeat the thug, he goes now, and that would be after 3 cards.
Right.
So that it would be it would be the most optimal timing.
To do it, so.
And I could take a civilian off. I don't know if I necessarily want to take a civilian off, but he's about to activate. So he's going to put a civilian here.
Right.
And the last thing we want to happen is that to overflow. So, that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to defeat a thug. That is 9 thugs down. We can continue to defeat thugs. That's not a problem. I will then, at the end of my turn, I can rescue from a location. I will do this. I know it gets rid of a civilian, but it opens up the city. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Now we go to Magneto's turn before yours. He's going to go up first. A civilian comes out at the opposite location. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. His BAM effect happens. Add 1 thug and deal 1 damage to each hero in Magneto's location. Each hero and adjacent location must discard 1 action token if they have any. That's not going to happen, thank goodness. The other BAM. Heroes in this and adjacent locations reveal 1 random card from their hand. So this is a shuffle and reveal. Go ahead and pick one of your cards. Okay. For each fisty symbol at the bottom of the revealed cards, discard 1 citizen from that hero's location. Nothing happens. Good job. And then the bottom part of this is he puts out a thug here, and a thug here. All right. It is now back to our turn. Mom is up. So draw your card. And you're going to be playing off of 2 wilds. We need to clear off 1 more threat. Or do the Cerebro thing 3 times. I think the threat's going to be the easier. And thing to keep in mind, magnetic force fields. As long as Magneto is in this or adjacent locations, he cannot be damaged. And I think it is in such a way that he can't take damage anywhere.
Yeah.
So we need to get to those. That's so bad. Oh, that's really bad. And these are so close to filling up. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I need to move. from my spot.
Yeah, you could. So what card do you want to play?
I'm gonna play this one.
Okay. So you've got move, punch, wild, wild. If you move back here,
I move back there.
use a punch on a thug.
Yep.
You have 2 wilds. Your 2 options: take out 2 of the magnetic force field, or you could punch again. It's up to you.
I'm gonna do the force field.
Okay, you're gonna work that. Let me get the tokens for that. Two of 4, not bad. So you have moved. You have pounched.
Yeah.
You've done 2 wilds. It is my turn. Oh boy. Oh, first thing I do is draw.
Did it help any?
It's not great. Because, yeah, going up to there is not going to do me any favors. Well, I can maybe set you up. But we're going to be dealing with him here in a second. So I'm going to play I'm going to play, the star punch. So I can move, punch. I wish I could hit him with 2 punch, but I can't because we don't have the second thing done yet. The star is technically wasted, but I'm going to rescue a civilian from this location just before I moved. End of turn here, I may draw cards until I have 3. I already have 3, so it's a little bit of a waste coming here. But we are now on to Magneto's next card. He stays where he's at. No BAM. Until the next villain turns, cancel all special effects on hero cards of Magneto and his henchmen. Ignore the first damage each turn. That's actually not terrible for us. He will place here, and at the start of his turn, he should have filled up that Avengers Mansion. So we need to be highly cautious of that going over.
Okie dokie.
Yep. So it is, your turn. You go ahead and draw.
Draw my card.
We've been off camera down here for a little bit. So what we'll do, sorry folks.
Sorry about that.
Is I'm going to take, cause I'm not too worried about most of these right now. I'll play this here. These are part of our storyline that I'm going to put out of play over here. There's some cards that can interact with these, so I'll make sure to keep those off to the side. But you're going to be playing off of a star and a punch. You can get this done with at least 1 more star. Okay, or 2. That works.
I'll do that.
So I'm assuming you're going to spend 2 of your stars here.
Yep.
Right? So that threat is done. This has, you may move up to 2 civilians or thugs in any combination from this to any other location. That force field's out of the way. Clear threats is done. We can now hit Magneto.
Alrighty.
Don't mind if we do. But you've used 2 stars. You have a star and a punch remaining. Pretty much the only thing you can do is punch a thug.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yep. Now, we could take the option of doing Cerebro, because even though we can hit Magneto, the third thing that can happen once you do all 3 is each hero immediately draws a card. It's not a bad little perk, but that's the end of your turn. We go over to mine. That is highly unfortunate. Oh, that's bad. Because I can't do a thing.
Oh, no.
Because I can't punch him. I don't have... I have movement. but I don't have enough to do what I want to do. Oh no. Oh no. This is very bad. Well, let's try to set you up for something. I'll at least give you a movement. So I have 2 stars, a movement, and a star. If I could get to there, it'd be great, but I can't. I could rescue citizens, but I don't want to, because he's about to overflow that, which is going to flip that as well. This will be our last spot with civilians. Ugh.
Ouch.
Yeah, this is bad. I literally don't think I'm going to do anything this turn. I take the back. I'm going to move 1, because if I can get close to that, I might as well. That is, unfortunately, my turn. We go to Magneto. First thing, at the start of his turn, we would place a citizen here, but we can't, so overflow happens, which flips it and all adjacent. We do still have citizens remaining, but it's not pretty. Magneto's going to move 1 space around. The BAM is going to happen. He's going to do, I think he does a damage to you, but we'll see. Adds 1 here, and 1 damage to the hero in this location. So one of your cards needs to go to the bottom of the deck. You don't have any tokens, so that part's not going to matter any. That BAM, heroes here are adjacent, so we don't care. And then he's going to put 1 here, 1 here. So where you're at is full up. Hey, it's your turn. Go ahead and draw a card.
Alrighty then.
Just need you to magically punch him 5 times.
Well, I can't.
I take it you're not going to magically punch him 5 times.
I can't do that 5 times, but I can do this.
Woo! So, okay. That's actually awesome. So, you have a movement, a star, and 2 whatever you want them to be. I wish I didn't go that way. Oh well. I'm just making sure I moved it the right way. And I did. We're good.
So, So, can I stay put?
Yeah, you can.
If I stay put,
Yep.
I can punch him twice.
Yeah. Yeah, technically you can do that. He is down to 3 health. You have a movement and a star. I would recommend moving up to here, because this has a special thing of at the, you can deal 1 damage to a henchman or to a thug. So you could take the thug off of where you were at.
Yep. I'm going up there and do that.
Taking a thug off. Avengers Mansion would have been good too, but not a bad turn. That's really not a bad turn. I wish I could do more than what I'm about to. So end of your turn, start of mine. I'll draw a card. It is a terrible card for yours truly. Because of course it is. I only have 1 card left in my deck. We're doing super.
Oh, we're doing hunky-dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a 1 movement. I know, delightful. I'm going to use a move here.
You do what you can do.
I'm going to move here, and I'm going to punch him once and hope for the best.
Alrighty.
Because if you can get there and hit him twice, it's the best we can do. But first, I'm going to clear this for now, with the exception of the one that was just played. This will go over here. Because it's his turn, he stays put.
Alrighty.
The BAM happens. We actually need you to deal with this master... Oh, I'm doing stuff out of order. Forgive me. First, we get a new citizen here. Cool. Ruh-roh. Okay, this could be bad. We'll find out here in a second. So he stays put, the BAM happens. His BAM happens first. Add 1 and deal 1 damage to each hero in Magneto's location, so I'm going to lose one of my cards. Doesn't matter, they all suck. That goes to the bottom. Done. Perfect. Each hero lose a token. Cool, that's fine. We need you to shuffle, pick one. And reveal it. There is not a punch icon, so that's not going to happen with Mastermind. Good. Great. Go team.
Go team.
And then he's going to drop off Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, jeez.
Which is going to overflow where I'm currently at. The good news is, it flips all civilians over. There's none. There's also none in the adjacent. So technically, nothing happens, which is great. We kind of lucked out that way. It is your turn, and you're playing off of a 1 movement. Go ahead and draw your card. We just need to hit him twice. Yeah, I know.
Well,
either one of those could potentially help. Not to look at your hand. So, Mom's playing her leadership. That will give another hero a wild token. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have 2 movement. I don't recommend moving, because if you stay there, you can at least clear a henchman off of somewhere.
I'm going to stay put.
Okay. Not a henchman. Well, you can technically punch a henchman, but you could also remove a thug from somewhere. Where would you like to pull? We're full here. We're full here.
I'll pull one from down here.
Okay. Not bad. Not a bad turn. Yes! Yes! I was hoping this was still in there. I got Ant-Man's Quantum Leap. Swap this card with any of your face-up cards in the storyline. This becomes the one you played this turn. So I am going to go back in time, going through the Quantum Leap to grab this. This takes its place. Thank you, Quantum Leap.
Thank you. Yay.
To get 2 wilds, and I'm going to use my 2 wilds to smack Magneto twice and take the win.
Good job.
Oh,
Wow.
that was scary.
That was scary.
That was really
Good job.
scary. Good job to you
Good
too.
job.
That's fun. It's a simple game. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Because I didn't have much to help you
No,
with.
here. Bring them up onto the camera. There you go. Yeah, we're both sitting on those, and the card that I put to the bottom was another. Like, that was my last chance to hit something. What did you have in here? Yeah, that was legit our last chance to do it. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, this game has a lot of great close moments like that, and all the masterminds play different. The heroes kind of get a little similar. In all honesty, they only have a couple things that really make them shine. And that's okay at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's the game is rated 8+, and it's fun. It's
just a fun little game.
Yeah. So this is the first time we've set it up this way, and I'm gonna be honest, I prefer this instead of the big circle that takes up a lot of space. This is us on the same side being able to read everything instead of some things being upside down. Thematic, like, it looks cool on how the big circle and setup. This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is fine. I kind of like this setup.
I can see things better.
Yeah, and I know, and I like the chibi art style on the minis. Yeah, this is from the X-Men expansion. Same with Juggernaut here. And we've got Venom as well. And of course, I painted these. I've got a ton more to paint because this is one of those games off Kickstarter with way too much extra stuff. But for people like me who like to paint, it's kind of cool. I'm great with that. What do you like about this one?
Trying to get the villain out of here.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not easy.
No, and especially the stuff that you want to do, which is normally rescue citizens, the thugs, and the clear threats, is going to speed up the villain. Once you do one of those, the villain starts really going, and it makes it harder than heck.
And sometimes your villain just doesn't want to give up, like you said.
No, we lost. So our practice game that we did, we lost terribly.
Yeah.
So much like how we started out this one with the citizen coming and overflowing that area early on, we ran into that heavy last night too. And we definitely lucked out in this one with Magneto not drawing his BAM cards right away, because you deal with the BAM on all of the threat cards that have BAM. So we would have had to deal with Scarlet Witches, Quicksilver, and the Blobs. And Quicksilver's, we would have been thinning out our deck real fast.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, if you're on her location, the card doesn't go to the bottom of the deck; it's out of play for good, and especially it's a random too, so it's a bit rough.
Yeah, it can get here.
Yeah, the RNG can be a little brutal at times, but I still like it. It plays fairly quick. I'm looking at our record time, and we're at about 48 minutes. Might be a little bit less with how much we were talking, so it plays relatively fast. Does the box say? Not on the lid. I'm just curious what they say the playtime is. Maybe they show it in here. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You have any other thoughts? Any other pros? Is there anything you don't like about it?
Not really.
My only gripe is the heroes are pretty interchangeable at the end of the day. Like they have one or two cards that make them theirs, but otherwise they're you can play whoever. It's there's two cards out of a small deck that are different. So that's where the villains shine. They all do something different. And the X-Men set, some of the villains you can use as heroes too. Like you can use Magneto on the heroes, and same with Mystique. Yeah, the only way I can tell is if they've got purple on the bottom, you can use them as either or, which is cool. Where the red base, they're just straight up a villain. That's cool. Actually, okay. I would have thought Jean Grey Phoenix might have been because she turns into Dark Phoenix, so I was kind of curious if that was another case as well. I loved painting these. I want to paint some more. Good, solid, entry-level co-op game that, as long as you like superhero themes, it's oozing with it. The city locations, there's a lot of variety there. This one, we kind of unfortunately drew. We had Xavier Institute, Higher Learning, and Avengers Mansion that have the exact same power. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. It's more fun when you have different...
All the locations are different.
Yeah, if you have different stuff to go for.
Yeah, it just feels like maybe they should have... But granted, I know the X-Men one is a standalone. Yeah. You can play everything out of the box, so the locations are going to be pretty same. Mm-hmm. But when you can make stuff together, I just wish it was different somehow. It's small, minor gripes for a game that I do truly like at the end of the day. We don't get it out as much as we used to. No. We wanted to pull it out. If you're watching this in the future, this will be coming out the same week as Wakanda Forever, the new Black Panther movie, and we just thought, okay, we'll do a Marvel game this week, and so this was what came out because I already do the weekly Marvel Champions of Marvel Legendary. So welcome to a heavy Marvel week. But yeah, that's kind of why we wanted to pull this one out. Just to go along with that. And it was kind of the only reason why this got pulled back out. It kind of been sitting collecting dust because sometimes there's other games that in the co-op that we want to play a little bit more. But after playing it today, it was kind of back into it and want to try the other characters. Maybe even considering doing another little series, a third Marvel show, where we go through and take on the masterminds that we have. That just my thinking.
Yeah.
So
Use a different character.
yeah, use up different use the different heroes and stuff and go through what we've got. If that's something you'd like to see, let us know down in the comments down below. But otherwise, if you're good,
I'm good.
I'm good. Hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more Tom and Mom Play goodness. I already hinted at the other stuff of the Marvel Legendary, Marvel Champions stuff, and maybe more Marvel stuff. We're becoming a Marvel board game channel, little by little. Welcome to the Marvel channel. I'm your host, Marvel Tom, and this is Marvel Mom, and we play the Marvel games. Hey, we got a Patreon too. We're looking at doing some special fun stuff over there as well. Description for that down below. Help the channel out. We do appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.